Well, hey there, Central Student Ministries Grade 6 graduates. This is Judd reporting from Tijuana, Mexico. As you has bleh, sorry, I'm not going to do any editing of this video, so you're going to get a little bit of silly sound effects. But it's likely already been introduced that I am here in Mexico doing a DTS with YWAM, a discipleship training school, and I'm sure they've given you a little bit of detail as to what that is. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm not going to tell you that right now. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this video and not sitting there with you trying to spend some time just kind of walking through you parents just what you should expect from Central Student Ministries this coming year and in the years to come as you hand your students over from children's ministry over to the student ministries at Central. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time here. The internet here doesn't work all the time super well, so I'm afraid this video might not ever upload if it gets too big, so I'm going to try to keep it really short. But basically, I want to say that I'm really excited to maybe some of you meet you. It's really weird because I don't know who's sitting in the room right now. I assume I know most of you parents, but there's probably some that I don't know super well. I don't know if you already have kids in the student ministries or if you are first-time youth parents. If there are any experienced youth parents there, parents that already have teenagers, I'd love to just kind of release you to when this video is done and you parents are just there hanging out, spend some time just chatting about your experiences and just kind of share. Yeah, just from what you've experienced, what Central Student Ministries is and how you've seen it impact your students' lives. And also, we've got some leaders there, I've been told. I think there's some leaders there. I'd like you to chat with them too. But anyway, basically what I do want to share with you, and again, it might have already been said, but the timing for me to be here on this discipleship training school was actually really good for almost everything except for this grade 6 grad. Because this is the time of the year where I would typically be spending a lot of time just really kind of trying to evaluate and plan and think through how we will be running our program in the following September. But because I've been here kind of on a really intentional break from Central Student Ministries, I haven't thought about that very much. So I really don't have anything to report to you in terms of just the really specifics about what program will look like. Luckily, the fundamentals and the foundational things about how we do life with one another and with our students doesn't really change much. So I'm going to just kind of quickly talk about those things. The one thing that you will hear over and over and over again in Central Baptist Church, but especially in Central Student Ministries, is that we say that relationships are everything. Relationships are everything. We want to just put a whole lot of value on how we live life together. We believe that everything is better in the context of relationships. Just when we are trying to share lives together and journey together in terms of discovering who Jesus is and the life that he invites us to live, we just are fully convinced that all of that is better in the context of relationships. So that's really how we try to push things forward. In terms of kind of what that ends up looking like year to year, the program side of things kind of always shake down a little bit differently depending on our group size, depending on a number of different factors. Last year, for example, we spent our senior highs spent most of their time in a house rather than coming to the church on Friday nights. They came to a house. Junior highs did that for part of the year, and then we tried to just rally them into a building where there was a little bit more space for them to have some more activities and stuff like that. So this coming year, we'll likely see a lot of that again, but there might be some changes to how that happens. But yeah, we really try to emphasize that. Like I said, relationships are everything. We want to share lives together. It's kind of the 4 pillars that Central Baptist has been trying to hold on to for our group's philosophy, and those fit really well into how we want to do things in our student ministries as well. So we want to be all about sharing lives. Again, the piece of being involved in relationships. I think that's especially important with teenagers. The studies have shown with adolescent development that the single most important factor in the positive development of an adolescent is the presence of caring adults. So we want to just come be a support to your family and walk with you. We have a fantastic team of leaders that are committed to living life with these students and just being a part of their lives and just trying to celebrate with them the things in their lives that they want to celebrate, and also trying to help carry the burdens of those things that are more difficult. So we want to come alongside you parents and just be another voice into their lives, another voice of just, yeah, the presence of caring adults. So I just feel so blessed that so many of our students have that in their homes already, but lots of the kids that they're living life with in schools certainly don't. And even for those that do, you can never have too many caring adults in your lives. So we want to be all about sharing our lives together. We want to engage with God together. We just think that everything that we're doing, all of life really is about Jesus and not just about us, and not just about our fleeting pursuits that North America tells us that it's about. So we want to engage with God together, and we just trust that if I'm doing that, if I'm trying to follow Jesus and love Jesus, and my leaders are trying to do that, and some of the students are trying to do that, then when we get together, it really doesn't matter what we're doing. There's a real opportunity for us to engage with God together by the nature of our relationships and even by the nature of what we're doing. So we want to share our lives, engage with God. We want to serve together. We want to be about serving one another, and we want to be about serving together as we serve other people. So that's a real pillar that we try to do. And again, programmatically, that kind of changes. Sometimes we go to the mustard seed and help out with things. But we also want to just be growing more and more where we can be just releasing our students to serve in places where it makes sense to them. Maybe they know somebody in their school that could use a new pair of shoes. So just trying to figure out how, as a group of people, maybe we could raise some money to help them get some shoes or anything like that. Also, our missions trips are kind of a big piece of that. During spring break, some of our students often do something. For you guys coming into the ministry right now, your kids that are coming into grade 7 right now, they'll be able to come on our Tijuana 2013 trip. We're planning that trip already. So in August of 2013, we'll be coming down to the church here in TJ with YWAM doing a mission adventure. It's a trip we've done many times in the past, and it's just a fantastic experience. So that's a piece of our serving element. And then the last thing we want to be about, and not in terms of the last thing of importance, but we want to be about enfolding people into what we do. We want to just trust that as we share our lives and we engage with God and as we serve, that when we do that, and when we do that with love and loving each other, that it's going to be a fun place to be. It's going to be an attractive place to be. So we want to release and encourage our students to be inviting their friends into that, enfolding their friends into the things that we're doing, and just trusting that as we love one another, that good things happen, that really good things happen. So so that's kind of the foundational pieces of it. Some real simple, practical pieces, just so you can get it on your calendar, of things that probably aren't going to change, is that we typically meet on Friday nights from 7 to 10 p.m. And that's anybody from grade 7 to grade 12 and our leaders. They come and be a part of that from, again, Friday 7 to 10, and they are. That's kind of the pillar. That's almost always what happens. Sometimes it changes, but there's lots of communication about that. The other piece that we do is on Wednesday nights. We have a program called Echelon. Echelon is it's kind of our more intense leadership and discipleship development program. For you guys, grade 7 students are allowed to come. I haven't always encouraged grade 7s to be there. It is really intense. We try to hold the bar really high. We try to require that people are there every week, and there's some books that we read together and things like that. So we have had a number of grade 7 students do it in the past, and it's been good, but they would be the first ones to tell you that it was a bit of a stretch and it was difficult. So if you do have a grade 7 student that you think would be interested in Echelon, for sure come chat with me through the summer when I'm home, and we can talk about what that could look like. But also in September, there will be lots of chances to talk about that and see if that would be a good fit. So again, what I would just encourage you as parents, if there was anything that I could say that is never going to change from year to year, if there's anything I could say, is that I would just encourage you that the more that you as a family put into Central Student Ministries, the more it's going to benefit you, and the more it's going to impact you, and the more freedom the relationships that we have, the more freedom there will be for those relationships to impact you and be a support to your family. I don't want that to sound like I'm telling you that you have to force your kids to come to youth group, because that's never fun for anyone. But just encourage them really, really early on in the process to get involved. Already, after this, you are welcome. They're welcome to come to all of our summer events. There should be a calendar coming out about that relatively soon. I think we're meeting on Thursday nights all summer long. So any summer event they want to come to, they are welcome to come to it. In September, we have kickoff retreats. That there will be some info about that in the summer as well. Just really encourage you to come, get involved, and get involved early. The faster you're involved, the deeper it can be, and just the more impactful it will all be for your students and for your family. So and the longer you wait to get involved, the harder it will be. So that would be kind of my big encouragement, is to try to be involved, and try to encourage that your students are involved. The other thing that never changes is that for me, one of the most important pieces of what I do is communicate. Communicate. We try to make sure that you always know what's going on, and make sure that you always know how to be involved and how you can have your kids involved. So Etienne will, you guys hopefully will, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you all to write down your email address somewhere, and then Cassie or Etienne will give me that email address, and I will make sure to send you the link so that you know how to subscribe to our mailing list. We send out an email every week, and it provides information that you need for that specific week, but also for the weeks coming. Also provides links to download any permission forms that we need and things like that, because whenever we do offsite things, we need that. So communication. So I try to go above and beyond, trying to make sure that no one ever has the excuse to say they didn't know. We email, we post things on Facebook and Twitter, and I text all the time to people. But if there's ever a time where you have a question and you want to know what's going on, my email address is published on the church website. It's on the bulletin. My phone number's there. Please don't hesitate to call. I always tell parents that the families that I know the parents the most, and the families that my leaders know the parents the most, unquestionably, without question, those are the students that we feel like we are the most able to be a part of their lives, and most able to speak into and share the journey with them. So I want to just be your friend. Sounds kind of cheesy and corny to say it that way, but the leaders that are there, we want to live life with you guys, not just with your kids, but with you as parents. Understanding, especially if these are your first time teenage grade 7 students, that there's probably a little bit of reservation or even fear, anxiety of the 6 years that lay ahead of you. These can be tough years for parents, whether you are a superhero of a parent, or, well, I guess I don't want to call anybody a bad parent, but no matter what the scenario in your home is, these can be difficult years. So it gives me a lot of pleasure and passion to be able to just come alongside families and live life with them, and yeah, just be a support. So please know that I'm praying for you, especially this summer, just as you prepare your family to step into this next season. And I'm really excited, like I said, to meet you and to dial in, spending some life with you. So if you have any questions, even from this, fire me an email. Like I said, my email's everywhere. Cassie can write it on a board or something right there. It's judd.stoddy@gmail.com. So piece of cake. Fire me an email if you have any questions, and make sure that I get your emails on the list, because when I get home in the summer, that's when there will be probably lots of communication flowing about the specifics of what September and the following school year will look like. So Cassie, Etienne, I'm going to hand this back over to you. And I said this was going to be short. It's 14 minutes long already, so I'm going to have to compress this in a kind of smaller quality, so I hope it doesn't look too bad when you project it like that. But it sure isn't going to be HD, because otherwise it would take me till June to upload it. So thank you for letting me do this, and yeah, like I said, send me an email, give me a phone call in July when I'm home. I'm excited about the years ahead of us to live life together If students are still in the room right now and you're watching this, welcome to Central Student Ministries, and I'm excited to hang out with you. So that's all. God bless everyone, and we'll talk soon.